That one lobbed into Zandalasini. Tough shot, puts it up at the buzzer, and it's no good. The Minnesota Lynx are able.
Welcome back to TFD, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, and hit that bell notification so you never miss any of this madness. Let's go. We just witnessed one of the most heartbreaking nights in Golden State Valkyries history, and yes, I know they're only in their first season, but this one is going to sting for a while. The Valkyries came into this matchup with everything on the line, needing a win to force a decisive Game 3 against the powerhouse Minnesota Lynx. And for 3 quarters it looked like Golden State was going to pull it off. They played fearless, they played inspired, and honestly, they had Minnesota rattled. But when the lights shined the brightest, the Lynx showed why they've been here before, storming back in the fourth quarter to steal a 76-75 win and clinch their spot in the WNBA semifinals. Let's set the stage here. The Valkyries came out swinging in front of a massive home crowd, 18,543 strong, ready to make history. After getting blown out in Game 1, 101-72, this team came out with a chip on its shoulder. They dominated the first half, outscoring the Lynx 41-28. The second quarter was a defensive masterpiece. They held Minnesota to just 9 points, which almost never happens to this squad. By halftime, the crowd was rocking, and it really felt like the expansion team was about to shock the WNBA world. Golden State carried that momentum into the third quarter and at one point stretched their lead to 17 points. But here's where the playoff experience of Minnesota kicked in. The Lynx didn't panic. They stayed composed, tightened up defensively, and slowly chipped away. Heading into the fourth quarter, Golden State was still up 63-49. The building was electric. Fans were smelling victory. But Minnesota had other plans. Dijonai Carrington sparked the comeback with a huge three-pointer, cutting the deficit to single digits. Kayla McBride hit some clutch shots, including a scoop layup that gave Minnesota a late lead. And then Napheesa Collier, oh my goodness, she completely took over down the stretch. Collier scored 14 of her 24 points in the second half, including the go-ahead bucket with just over a minute left. She finished 10-for-16 from the floor and delivered back-to-back 20-point playoff performances. That's superstar stuff right there. When the dust settled, Minnesota had outscored Golden State 26-11 in the fourth quarter. Think about that, 26-11. That's the fourth largest fourth-quarter comeback in WNBA playoff history. The Valkyries had a chance to win it at the buzzer, but Cecilia Zandalasini's jumper rimmed out with 4 seconds left, sealing Golden State's fate. Even though the Valkyries lost, the fans weren't quiet. The crowd stood tall, chanting GSE until the very end. That's how much this team has already meant to the Bay Area. For an expansion squad to push the top seed to the brink, that's a statement. McBride finished with 18, Carrington added 12, and Carrington chipped in 11 off the bench. On the other side, Monique Billings gave Golden State 15 off the bench, while Zandalasini and Salon scored 14 each. Veronica Burton, the league's most improved player, had 13 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals in a gritty effort. At the end of the day, the Lynx are moving on, but the Valkyries left their mark. This series showed their fight, their spirit, and their future. Minnesota survives, Golden State inspires, and the 2025 WNBA playoffs just got even more interesting.
Meantime, right now, Veronica Burton getting her most improved hardware. Natalie Nakase getting the Coach of the Year award here. The Golden State Valkyries getting recognized, well-deserved. They've had a fantastic regular season, the first expansion team we've seen in the W make the playoffs. But as Natalie Nakase reminded us on our pregame show, she said, ladies, we have work to do. They don't just want the regular season awards. They want to get...
Saying, I mean, their commitment to their identity, the repetitive, what they do repeatedly again, right? That's how I think it's when you walk out of the gym, you know what their identity is. That's a sign of a great coach, and they're committed to it. And she got on players, and obviously their fans on the, you thought Golden State would kind of have a little bit, I guess this was Temmie's fault. Temmie told to boo us and make it nasty. I think that's interesting. But yeah, I mean, you learn that, obviously it's a good team. And like I said, they were a game away from being sixth place. And at no point in time did we think that this was going to be a 2-game series. At no point in time. So I'm super proud of us. To come here, the craziness, that Valhalla is, and credit to them, shout out to the fans. It's exactly what the team needs. But we found a way. I'm proud of us.
Dang, man, this is like such a mix of emotions. I want to cry, but I won't. Look, I'm the sister on the side, right? I'm going to be that obnoxious supporter that I'm going to flood your feed with Veronica Burton information and how I'm just a ride or die for my sister. But more importantly, like, shout out the Valkyries, shout out the expansion of the WNBA, because this is supposed to be an expansion team that wasn't supposed to make the playoffs. They had no business being in the playoffs, and here they are competing, losing 1 point in this final game to the Minnesota Lynx, who I think has a really great chance to win it all. This was such a fun year. Shout out Valhalla, because the city, the fan base, like, man, I was there, and it is so palpable. It is such a fun and amazing experience, and y'all really started something there. In the first year, this is what we did. Y'all did. But I like to say we, because I'm a Valkyries, fan. I wish it didn't end. I love this group. Unselfish basketball. I mean, you can name every single person on this roster. This was unique. This was special. This was a Cinderella story. Really freaking cool.
Natalie, first off, incredible season. I want to start with something you just said in the press conference. You said set that bar as high as you can.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
Yes, because if you have an owner like Joe Lacob, who has high expectations, and like I said, my first interview was, whoever gets this job, you got to win in 5 years. And so I said, sign me up. I love high expectations. I love challenges. That's what I live, breathe, and feed off of.
The reality of professional sports, and even this team this season where the roster was kind of changing nonstop, this roster is going to look different next season, just with the expansion draft and things like that. What do you think about that, about this group maybe not coming back as is?
Ooh, tough question right now since we just lost. And so as of now, I want to enjoy every single moment that I can. We're still going to obviously go back to the Bay right now on our bus ride home. And I just want to celebrate them. I don't want to think about too much of the future. I want to celebrate them now, give them a lot of love. Like I already told them I'm so proud of them. But like enjoy the moment. What we did this year has never been done before. An expansion team has not ever gone this far. They haven't made the playoffs. And that's in totality of all sports. And so I want to be proud of that.
How did you get them to buy in like they did? Because I know I asked you this, but it is uncommon. You said we're uncommon in that press conference, and it is uncommon for a team that's in the expansion phase of their franchise to come in and make the playoffs and make the statement you did.
Collective effort of everyone. I think it starts with hiring the right people. You got to hire a staff of high character, from our coaching staff, to our medical, to our PR, Morgan right there, got to have high character. So that means everyone around you wants the best version of you, and they don't want to let you fail. That's what high character means. And I felt our players embodied it, but I also felt our whole organization embodied it. And I think that's why when you have people that care about you on every level, then I don't think you can fail. And I think that's why we got buy-in.
I asked Veronica a few months from now, what are you going to miss most about this team? There's nothing on the court, but it was the bus rides, the jokes in the locker room. And she said that most professional teams are not actually this close, that the friendship they have and the relations they have are pretty rare. What do you think goes into your coaching staff and you to make that possible?
I think just they have big hearts. I think you also, with high character, you have to hire people that want to think more than themselves. That's what coaching is about. It's about giving. It's about building confidence. And that's what my coaching staff likes to do on top of our leadership. And so that just warms my heart to hear V say that. Like, I'm going to miss the practices. I'm going to miss the cold tub party. Like, I'm going to miss everything, but the tough moments. I love the adversity moments. I love to see players get better. So those are the moments that I'm going to miss.
You said you're going to watch this game tonight.
Yeah.
Why? Why do that to yourself?
Are you serious? I got to self-reflect. We didn't win, so I got to make sure that I get better as a coach. You never want to miss a moment to learn. And after a loss, it's always the best time to learn. And, I'm my harshest critic. My mom, I got to say this, my mom, this is the first game she got to go to in Valhalla. She goes, you didn't win. And I was like, okay, Mom. I go, okay, but that's what I love about the environment that I grew up. Winning is the ultimate goal. And so that's what pushes me, and so that's why I want to go watch it.
How ready are you for April training camp?
Matt, I just gotta go watch the film, man. Like, you gotta let me breathe.
I don't know. You're so obsessed with basketball. I honestly am convinced you're like, let's just start the new season.
No, I told all of our players, go on vacation, go rest your body, go celebrate it even tonight. Let's go celebrate. Let's enjoy the moment. Let me watch the game. Let me have a glass of wine. I haven't drank in a very long time, so I'm gonna have a Silver Oak, and then I'll think about training camp.
Okay, good. That's your WNBA Coach of the Year, Natalie Nakase. Thanks for these always fun interviews. I've enjoyed them.
I appreciate you. Guys.